found it. It's just not ready. Good morning. Let's see. Does it work now? Aha. All right. Welcome to my room, in my bed, in my pajamas. You get to hang out with me in my bed. All right. We have Karen here, Diana, Catherine, Cindy. Norma, Tracy, Victoria, Susie, Gloria, Lori, Connie, Lillamore, and so many more. Hello, everybody. Good morning. So I had my injection, and I was in a lot of pain yesterday, and then I could not sleep last night. Developed a migraine, which is not going away even with my medication. So unfortunately, I have just decided to stay in bed because my lower back, where they did the injections, swollen. It's like really swollen. So I'm just gonna stay in bed and hand sew because I still have my paper piecing stuff, my English paper piecing stuff that I'm working on. It's gonna take me forever to do, but I figured I can, get a bunch of it done today. I have needles. Oh, well, one of them disappeared. Where did it go?
Right at the end of the string, right here.
Ah, I found it. I have needles just hanging out in my bed. They all have string tied to them, so I can't lose them. So I'm just making myself a little basket, which, hold on, I will just move all this. Grab this one out because this one is almost done, but I'm trying to get the other parts done first. So all this will get hooked to this right here, like this, on this lovely English paper piecing thing. And then I'll make the other side and I'll be making a basket. I don't even remember the name of it or anything. It came from when I was at Becca's. It was my little hand sewing project, and that's what I'm working on. No, that one's done. I just have to quilt it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Way back when you had your hip surgery?
Yep, from when I had my hip surgery. Yeah, I did the whole entire top.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep, just need to quilt it. Anyways, so that's what we're going to do this morning is just hang out in bed, chit chat, and I can't find a position that's good to see comments without the light glaring on it. That's good. So, good morning, everybody. I am doing this. We could chat. You can ask questions. Remember, I'm I'm an open book kind of person, So we're just hanging out. I was gonna say no to it, but I mean, my head hurts and all, but I'm pretty sure sitting here hand sewing isn't gonna make anything worse. If I was up and down in the sewing room, I probably would have made things worse. And I don't want to make my back worse either. The doc said to give it 5 days, but I had 24 hours of staying resting, and I'm still within that 24-hour period. So I'm just resting. And I even decided, because if you've been watching me do these at all, well, I told you guys I was doing them. I even got my little suitcase of binding clips for myself that was in the other room. I was like, oh, I could put the clips on it and I won't have to hold it as tight, because that's what was hurting my fingers. So now I just barely hold it while I do this all hand sewy stuff. I'm not very good at it, but that's okay. I'll start another project with hand sewing again after this, but not because I want to. It's because I spend a lot of time in bed sometimes, and I need something to do. And I feel like you guys are hearing me, not hearing me, because my microphone is. If I turn my head, then you can hear me better, like this. Woohoo! Yeah, hands got to be busy doing something. If I can't sit at the big machine, then I might as well do this. when I was younger, before I found quilting, but when I was really young, I used to love making jewelry, which used thread, the YouTube one. It's going to ding my phone too as soon as you go on it.
It's okay, we need to get them working.
Tiffany's Quilting Life.
They're not working. We managed to turn them off again.
Good morning, all of you joining. We're just doing a lazy in bed day while I hand sew. Don't you just love it when we can hang out in our pajamas, you know, like, and have breakfast together? Although if you're watching this as a replay, it's probably a different time of day, but guess what? It's still a good time of day to hang out in bed and sew. I have been getting up though. I just haven't been bending at all. He said no bending or twisting for 24 hours because of the location of the shot. I just really hope it works because
Is it the cloud bot?
yes.
Yeah, they had it turned off.
It does that every now and then.
Well, let's try it now. See.
Oh, Karen's knitting. I need to put this like right there. That works better.
Hey, now it's working. Why it turned itself off? I will never know.
Yeah, I haven't had one of these epidural shots in my spine since like 20 years ago. So this is the first time. I remember 20 years ago they made me lay on my back. This was a long time ago. They have advanced stuff now, but I had to lay on my back in the surgery center because that's where they used to do them 20 years ago and stay on my back there for an hour. And then they would release me and wheel me out in a wheelchair. And then they would tell me to stay on my back for the next 6 to 8 hours. Oh, here's a thumper shot, by the way. He's on the floor. He's got his toys.
Playing with mommy.
He likes to lay on my side of the bed. So you guys get a thumper morning shot. This is what he's like when we're just hanging out. Say hi, Thumpy.
What are
Meow.
you looking at?
Meow. He says, no, I'm going to lick. Because that's what I do best. Oops. I just got my thread tangled around. Okay, I can remove a clip.
This all blends in with your blanket. It's hard to see.
Yeah, well, you guys could tell I like the color purple. My blanket's purple, black, and gray.
It's hot.
Oh, and
Are you
white.
hot underneath that blanket?
It's not that I'm hot, it's that I'm comfortable, remember?
Okay.
And no, I don't have a quilt on me. The quilt came off the bed like, I don't know, 2 weeks ago when the weather changed.
Well,
And then, yeah, because the quilt was too hot. But yesterday was really cold, so I just put this little throw blanket. It doesn't fit on my bed all the way because it's a single person little thing, but I threw it.
We had the AC running yesterday.
We had it wasn't cold because the AC was on, but the morning was cold and I put it on the bed and I was like, you know what, when I got back from getting the shot, because when I'm in pain sometimes, I don't know about you guys, but when I'm in pain, I actually feel cold, but I know I'm not cold. And then as soon as like the pain subsides or like whatever happened that, or, you know, like getting a shot, then it gets back to normal once that initial shock of getting something done is eased up. Then of course I won't need no blanket on me because I'll be hot. So I'm just comfortable. It's not that I'm cold, I'm just comfortable. Plus I'm just wearing a nightgown, so we have to cover me up because you guys don't need to see all that. It's a cute nightgown and all, but it's not very long. Uh-oh, drop the needle. Good thing it's still attached. I think I do pretty good sewing this on the back. I don't even know what kind of stitch this is. I just go in, come out, go in, you know, come around the other side and come out. But it comes out pretty good because I'm getting so good you can't see my stitches on the front side. So when it's opened up, you can't see my stitches. When I first started, you could see my stitches a lot, but now can't see them at all. So I'm getting a lot better at that. I'm just not used to grabbing such a small amount of fabric. I think that's the part that, you know, is hard for me. Probably is for others too. Ah, Gloria says same for her. She's cold when she's in pain. It's just a weird sensation. It's not like I'm freezing or anything. It's just a, I don't know. It just has to do with pain, I think. Pain reacts differently for everybody. Anyways, what else could I talk about? I started a project. Well, technically, I started a long time ago. It's been thrown around my room, but I've been in this organizing kick, and I didn't get the video done in time because there was a lot of work. Because we were going to try to just throw out a video today instead for you guys, but I never got it completed. But I'll just work on it as a regular video now and put it out when I get a chance. It's not going to be a long one. I'm just playing with scraps in it.
You always sew away from you?
Yes, I always sew away from me, or else I poke myself 500 times. So I go in and pull away, because if I don't do it this way and I go the opposite way, I poke. And I'm trying to prevent myself from poking. Because with my MS, my nerves are like on high. Does that make any sense? So like I have tingling constantly in my arms and my legs. And so when I poke myself, it feels different than what you guys would feel. I feel like it's, what's the word for it? I like to describe things. I feel like it's causes the tingles to be extra tingly. So I try not to poke myself because I'm already sensitive to just this. And I don't want extra tingles. So I try not to poke myself. So I go away, which is probably, you know, whatever works for you. Everybody does it different. You guys can ask questions. You can talk about anything. I don't care. I don't mind talking about anything. I've been watching TV in bed. This morning I turned on some Rizzoli and Isles. If you haven't seen that show, it's a pretty good show. I surprisingly like it. But I like cop shows and detective shows. Some of them, there's some I don't like. And then Scott and I've watched Lucifer before, but Scott and I are watching it together now.
We finished Peaky Blinders.
Because we finished Peaky Blinders, so we started Lucifer. We each always have a thing going, like, he'll have a show going to his self, which one is Sherlock, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so he's watching Sherlock on his own. I'm watching Rizzoli and Isles on my own. And then together we watch Lucifer and or movies. Yesterday we watched, what was the name of that movie?
Odd Thomas.
Odd Thomas, which was an odd movie. But it wasn't bad. They didn't make any more of them because the main actor died in real life. He's a young guy. Because we looked it up to see, you know, why, and they don't want to bring a new character, because I know you guys are like us. Why change out the actor? If the actor dies in real life, then don't bother making another movie. Unless you remake the first one, you know. All right, I'm going to tie this off.
Is there a quick way to make the corner? Hope this makes sense.
A quick way to make the corners? What do you mean?
That's what she said. I hope this makes sense.
Quick way to make the corners. Like, you mean to put the corners together so that they match. Is that what you mean? I trimmed off all the dog ears on these and before I started because I didn't want those. So I have raw edge fabric kind of on some of the edges right here. All right, where is me scissors? That's enough thread to keep going. Just retie it off, I guess, and start the next. Okay, that's not going to work for some reason. The thread is not behaving. All right, let's try some more. Where did I put that piece? That's sewn. I could see some of these stitches on this one, but it's not horrible and it's held together really good. Next. Which way have I been sewing? I've been sewing them this way. I guess it doesn't really matter. Oops. Get in there. So I'm trying to tie a knot right here in the corner. I can't get it just right. There we go. Doing it this way, I don't require a thimble either to sew with on my finger, which I don't even know where my thimbles are. I have like 5 of them now, and I don't even know where the heck they are. They're somewhere. Snowball corners. No. So they're being put together to create one big circle, or technically hexagon. Oh, okay. That's okay. I am working on a little basket, but English paper piecing basket. Nope, you would have to go back to when did I was working on these little baskets right after QuiltCon. So one of the baskets that I did is on that.
Yes, I remember that.
This is a totally different one though. This one's different. But the patterns came all together in a thing. So if you go back to Sew Sunday where I was at QuiltCon, which would be the last one, would be February 28th or something like that, then you will see the book, the pattern book that had all these. And I'm working on a triangle shaped one right now. The last one I did was taller and hexagony, I guess. This one's 5, right? So pentagon. I'm making a pentagon little thing, box, whatever you want to call it. Or bowl. It's probably more like a bowl. I didn't think I'd ever like this. It's not that I like it or dislike it. I just think it's something I can do when I'm struggling and in bed, so that's a plus.
Oh, you're not here.
I am not a hand sewer, nope. I mean, I do pretty good with it, but I don't know any like the extra stitches and stuff to hand sew anything else. I did hand sew a lot of stuff though when I was younger, and machine sew. It depended on how the rip happened in my clothes or my kids' clothes. So I knew how to hand sew, always known how. This is not hard though. This is actually pretty easy. You literally just grab, for English paper piecing, you grab the edge of the fabric on both sides, you know, and just scoop around over and over and over until you finish the whole row of it. There's other people that do it differently, but those are probably more seasoned EPPers, but for a beginner, this is like the easiest way to do it. Don't adjust. Stay flat, little piece, stay flat. Hey, I feel like I went silent again. What else to talk about? I don't know. Oh, I organized my jelly rolls, my homemade jelly roll cuts. So I cut 2.5-inch strips, and I had a big, huge bin. Those have been around my channel for a long time. You know that I have the enormousest bin. Is that a word? The enormousest bin. I have the biggest bin filled with jelly roll strips. So I took those strips and I finally organized them. So now they're in piles of what they are. So florals are with florals, stripes are with stripes, polka dots are with polka dots, tone on tones are with tone on tones, so on and so forth. And I organized all of it and put it into a different tub that's clearer so that I could see it, because the other one is an old tub. It was yellowed from sun being in front of a window when it used to sit in the garage with all the Christmas stuff in it before I stole it for my, own sewing purposes. So I have it into a new tub with 5 other tubs of separation of the most commonly used jelly roll strips. So now that that's organized, I haven't put it all back into the sewing room yet because I need to clean that room. Ouch. And there I go poking myself.
Have you ever hand quilted?
I have not hand quilted yet, only hand sewed. I do have a hand pieced quilt top, fully hand pieced, and it's sitting hanging in the closet waiting for me to someday tackle it.
Are you gonna hand sew?
I'm going to hand quilt it, yeah. That's the only reason why I haven't done it yet. Because I have a bunch of embroidery floss, and I'm going to big stitch quilt it with embroidery floss. But it's in the other room. Okay. That one is done. All right. The only thing I struggle with is threading the needle, because these are little tiny needles. Of course, I don't have the best lighting in here to see either. And I can't do all those needle tricks. I have tried so hard when learning to hand sew when I was making my other quilt, and I have never been able to thread the needles with any of those little tricks where you like just rub it on your hand and it goes in the hole. I do have needle threaders though, somewhere. I can't even tie it around my finger today. Also, I've tried the wrap it around the needle and slide the knot down. It doesn't work for me either. So if those of you can do that, props to you, because I can't. I have tried. This does not work for me. It tangles right at the top when I'm trying to pull it through. It's the weirdest thing, but it doesn't work for me. I've watched the video like 500 times, but I still can't do it. That's okay. I'll just tie my knot like anybody else ties a knot. Like when you tie your shoelace. That's how I'm doing it.
You want the little hummingbird thing by your sewing machine?
No, I don't want my hummingbird thing. I'm threaded already. I just need to tie the knot. Which is the part. Usually I could tie it around my finger, but it's not working today. That hurts. I also am using thread gloss from So Fine. It smells good too. It's ruby grapefruit. All right, that looks good. 2 more of these to go, and then I gotta hook them together.
Your thread gloss smells good?
Yes, smell it. Smell this.
Okay, I will.
It smells delicious.
It does smell good. Wow.
Yeah, it smells
I
delicious.
want to eat it.
Heck yeah, I want to just like put it in the candle burner and just burn it. That we have one of those, like the oil burners. Just melt it and put it in there.
That would work. They want to know about your frowny face.
My frowny face? Well, one was a frowny face and the other one used to be a happy face. I just never got finished tattooing myself. I was like, I don't know, 13, 14 years old when I put a happy and a sad face on my wrists. Why? Because I could. And surprisingly, it's actually pen ink, not tattoo ink. It was from a pen, because, yeah, I did it myself when I was a teenager. I did all sorts of things myself. Like I was fully heavily pierced by the time I was 13 years old. I had 13 piercings in each ear. I had my nose done twice. I had my eyebrow done twice. I had my tongue pierced. I pierced my own tongue when I was 11 years old. My mom and my sister and everybody in the house freaked out. And then, let's see, what else? I pierced my lip by the time I was 16. I had 3 piercings in my lip by the time I was 17. I was fully pierced and had tons of random dummy tattoos all over me. And now I am over the age of 40 and I could care less. I was so tired of, if you guys remember, if some of you have been around for a long time, when I used to have my lip rings on. And when I turned 40, it was during COVID and I had valley fever and I kept having to go in for CT scans and MRIs. So I constantly had to take all my jewelry out and I was tired of putting it back in. I was like, you know what? I'm too old for this crap. So I took them out and left them out. Never put them back in.
Have you ever tried the Sew Tights magnets instead of clips?
The Sew Tights magnets. I played with them at quilt shows, but and I have some actually. I have some heart-shaped Sew Tight magnets. I just haven't. I don't even know where I have them. They're in a. Where are they at? They're in my one of my drawers of stuff. But yeah, I have some. I just, I tried them at the quilt show, but I just don't use them in real life because I don't normally do this. This is not normal Tiffany sewing. But it's Tula, and I like using Tula to make stuff.
Hand sewing is definitely out of your realm, huh?
Yeah,
Just
hand
like
sewing is
pinning.
out of my realm, just like pinning. Yeah.
It's a rarity.
Yeah, it's very rare that I do this kind of stuff. Normally, like I could get a lot of sewing done if I hand sewed because I do watch a lot of movies and TV and I sit here and I do this. I could do this. But instead, I watch TV and play a game on my tablet or on my cell phone. And then when I'm bored of that, then I just watch TV and not do anything else. I drop the needle often too, if you guys haven't noticed. I can feel and I know that it's there, but I constantly drop it. If my head would stop hurting, everything would be even better. That's the only bad thing about my medication because I'm on Nurtec. I can't take another pill. I have to wait 24 hours. So instead, I took ibuprofen.
Any other time the Nurtec works.
Yeah, any other time the Nurtec works, but I have a feeling it's just because, the stuff that's in the epidural injections is literally on my spine and it gave me a different kind of a migraine caused from my back. All I know is in 5 days, I better feel something better than what I feel. Somebody's been doing counted cross stitch. You know what I have that I haven't done? I have those little jewel things, like jewel by number or whatever. I have one of those. I should probably dig that out and do that one of these days. That's if it's even sticky anymore. Because I've had it a long while. I also have beads. I could play with beads and make jewelry.
Diamond painting.
Yeah, diamond painting. That's what it's called. I knew it was something, the word. have one of those little kits. Just haven't done it yet.
Right before you start a quilt, do you ever get the feeling I want to and I don't want to start it?
Right before I start a quilt, do I ever get the I want to or don't want to start it feeling? Heck yeah, I get that all the time. Especially when it's someone else's pattern and I got to go choose fabric. And I'm like, is this or isn't this the right fabric? What's this going to look like? I mean, my choice is definitely different than their choice. Like, tons of thoughts run through my head. Like, is this even going to be a nice quilt? Yeah, I get that. When I start my own stuff, I don't really care. When I make something, whatever. My own worry is, am I going to run out of fabric? Because I don't know how much fabric I need when I go to make something. Like the project that I started before I got my little shot, and we were filming some of it, and I'm just going to turn it to a video. I don't know. I have 4 yards for that, and guess what? I'm coming close to using all that, and I'm going to probably have to have Scott buy me more because, yeah, I may run out of it during the piecing of everything because I never know how much fabric I'm going to need. So it's one of those, should I or shouldn't I keep going? But I'm going to keep going because I have to. I was tired of seeing the pile just sit. I was moving it from the closet to the area where I stack the quilts back to the closet, and I keep stacking things, and I'm like, oh my goodness, really? All right, one more knot. Clip it. Ta-da! Oh, I can see 3 of the stitches on there. But hey, it's together. One more set though. They should all be in the same exact position in sets of 2, where it comes looking like this. Oops, this way. That way, when I hook them together, it's opposite. Like this, that, so on and so forth. So one more set. Grab this out of here. Put my binding clips back in my suitcase. Before I end up, dropping them somewhere else on my bed and then rolling over on them. All right, I'm going to place this needle over here for now. Grab another threaded needle and start again. Can you turn the little side light on over here too? I think that's why I can't see very well.
Yeah, I was wondering.
Because I'm getting reflection from everything, so both lights help better than one. Lighting is important when you're doing stuff like this because you need to be able to see.
Well, yeah.
I do have 2 packages of Hexies, and I'm pretty sure that one of these days I'm going to bring those out. I have tons and tons of scrap cut 2.5-inch squares. No, maybe it needs 3-inch squares. I don't remember exactly, but whatever size the Hexies are. And one of these days I'm going to pull it all out and start a hexagon quilt as a side project, something to do when I'm stuck in bed, which happens quite often. You guys think I sew every day, but I don't. Some days I wake up and I'm like, nope, not today. And then there's other days where I get up, I go straight to the sewing room, and just get started and do all sorts of stuff throughout the day. But I wish I could have today, but I'm hurting too much. I don't remember though, 20 years ago, how the shot felt days later. I just remember they worked for me, and that's why I kept getting them done all that time ago. I only stopped because it was hard to find somebody to watch the kids, you know? And then I moved here, and yeah, I just never found a doctor to do it for me. You guys can ask questions.
I just said that.
I don't know what to talk about.
Today's definitely a Q&A day.
The other day, 2 days ago, yeah, 2 days ago, we went to lunch, or dinner, I should say, with my friend Diane at Red Robin. It was yum. We tried their chips. We never had their chips before, the fried chips, which was different, but I'd rather have the French fries. But we tried them. The lady brought us some. We tried it.
And then the next day, Diane made us spaghetti.
Yep. And then yesterday, my friend Diane made spaghetti and brought it over while I was still sleeping. So that way, when I got up, I had something to eat. So I had spaghetti yesterday. I sure do love my friends. They take care of me.
She's not even on here. We're talking about her. She ain't even here.
Yeah. Scott says she's not here in the chat right now. Well, I told her I may or may not go live anyway. She's probably up running errands anyway. Oh, and yes, we did buy me a new bed. I'll have it Wednesday, and maybe it will solve all of my problems. The chair, though, we're going to wait to see how my back does with this shot. If it doesn't do good, then we'll get me a chair. If it does do good, then we'll wait to get me a chair. Because there's no sense in buying a new one if I'm feeling better and can sit in a chair, you know? Bed-wise, though, I really needed it. So instead of a cell phone, so that you guys can have good camera quality, I chose to have a bed. And that's okay. Do I still see Michelle these days? Don't see her in the chat much. You mean Michelle in California? No, I have not heard from her. She was not doing good health-wise the last time I did talk to her, so I'm not 100% sure. I haven't seen her in the chat, though, at all. And I still, even when I'm normally live streaming from my sewing room, I still do kind of see the chat, just not as often as I probably should look at it. But Scott takes care of answering things for me so that I don't have to look at it. But since we're just hanging out today from my room, it's no big deal if he's in the chat and me at the same time. Speaking of things to do when you're in bed or just not feeling good or relaxing on the couch, we were at the dollar store like a week ago. We spent a lot of time in the dollar store. But anyways, we were at the dollar store, and in the craft department, they have little animals. If you know how to crochet, they have little crochet animal kits. I thought that was neat, and you just stuff them. You make a little animal, and you just stuff it, and you can give your dog a chew toy or whatever you want to do with it. Give it to a grandkid or whatever. But I thought about one of those, but I cannot crochet for the life of me. I have tried and tried and tried. I'm even on one of Becca's videos trying to crochet, and it just makes a circle. I don't know how not to make anything but a circle. I would have had to buy a crochet hook though, but for $1.25 at the Dollar Tree or $1.50, it's one or the other. They have little plush animal toys you can make. Thought that was kind of cool. So if you guys are ever into that or haven't shopped at the Dollar Tree in a long time, you might want to check yours and see if they have those. It's something to do with your hands. I sometimes see the videos on YouTube of people making those little plushy doll things. All right, tie this. Ow! Grab that the wrong place. Tie this together, and then I can start putting the sets together. Or I can work on piecing the bottom onto the other row thing. I should probably try getting that started. See how that goes. One more knot. Snippity snip. Put this extra needle right there. Grab this. Check this. Oh, that looks great. So all those are sewn together. So now I just need to sew them to each other like this, which I'm going to pause on momentarily and attempt to put this on the bottom of this. Get all this thread in there. I need the clips. I'm going to assume I just hooked one on at a time. Oh, and this is one of those leave the paper in it projects. I'm totally just going to pre-clip the whole thing, I think. Bend it in and clip. Well, this ain't going to go together like I thought probably. It's going to be a little bit weird. Yeah. Huh, maybe it is just one at a time. Because it's not lining up like I thought it would. All right, next needle. All right, let's give this a go. This one's sewing together differently than the previous one.
templates face down. I'm using regular paper to label and print the correct way so I can see it.
I have a new book for paper piecing. Don't understand what it means to use the templates face down. Using regular paper and wouldn't print the correct way so that I can see it. So, have you paper pieced before? And that is my first question. If so, template wise, if it's upside down, it's because that would be your fabric right sides together on its previous piece.
No,
If,
it's never been.
oh yeah, see, okay, I don't know how long ago that video was. It still should be viewable though. I have a video where you just take phone book paper or regular paper and paper piece on that first. Like draw 3 lines on it and use those 3 lines so that you get used to turning the paper upside down, because your fabric goes on the wrong side and you hold it there, turn it upside down the other way, and then sew on top. So just because, yeah, just skip the book for now. Take like printer paper, hook, put 4 lines on it. Find my video where it shows the paper piecing. God, I got to think of when that was. Just type in paper piecing, Tiffany's Quilting Life. It should come up. And start with that so you can get used to the fact that the side that you drew is the side you sew. The opposite side that you did not draw on is where the fabric is going to be. So it's like you're sewing where you can't see. You got to get used to doing that before you can get used to making the templates, which are going to be facing that direction because they're upside down, to being the other way. So first play with some paper and get used to the idea of paper piecing. And remember, when you're doing that and practicing and playing with paper piecing, take your stitch length down to about 1.5, 1.4, 1.5, something like that. So that way your paper rips away easily, especially if you're just using regular printer paper. But play with paper first. I always think that people should try that when you're doing paper piecing for the first time, because it's really hard to get used to not seeing what you're sewing. And yeah, you could pin it to the paper, but you also make sure it's a 1/4 inch away and so on and so forth. That way you don't sew over your pins. But I have a video of how to make your own paper piecing. I just did it out of phone book paper so that, you can get used to it and know how to do it properly. It's very confusing at first. And then once you know how to do that, you should be able to understand your book. So just go look at one of my videos. There's also lots and lots of paper piecers out there. Oh, Karen found it? Okay, awesome. Yeah, it's an old video, but it's still good. You can still tell what I'm doing. But it gives you that general idea of how to paper piece, because when I first started paper piecing, I was like, what the heck? I didn't know anything about it or what I was doing or if I was doing it correctly. And I wish myself that I would have just played with it first before jumping right in. So that's when I decided to start playing with it to get used to it. And I was making up my own little drawings on paper and then, getting used to flipping it upside down and sewing it.
And we kept all of our phone books for you.
Yep, and we kept all the phone books. I have tons and tons of phone book paper. It only makes certain size blocks, but hey, you know what? It's better than buying regular paper. And I know they sell foundation paper piecing papers, but that's too expensive for me. Phone book paper is cheap, rips nicely, and I can draw on it if I need to. I may be putting this on the wrong one, by the way. I just realized that right now. I think the white color was supposed to be what I'm sewing to this. But that's okay. I'll just do the other one the opposite way. My butt is starting to ache sitting here.
You need to move.
I need to move and adjust. I have my feet out so that I can wiggle them to move my legs so that they don't go numb just sitting here. I had to do that all day yesterday. Wiggle and squirm my legs so that everything didn't go numb to the point where I couldn't get up. Starts aching my hands after a while. Now I know why I don't do this. This is definitely not something for arthritis hands.
So, hey, Scott will rub your hands.
Yep, Scott will rub my hands later for me. He doesn't mind rubbing my hands. He hates rubbing my feet. But he'll do it because I'm in pain. I don't know about you guys, but a good hand rub is amazing. Makes me feel better. Especially when you do little work like this.
Better when you make some bags with your Tula fabric you got?
Yep, when I'm feeling better, that's my goal. I put all the rest of the fabric away except for that bundle of Tula because I am determined to make myself a purple bag with the sewing machine fabric. So yes, that will be my next adventure. I don't know if it'll be a breakfast at Tiffany's or it'll be a Sew Sunday when we finish I forgot what it's called, garden one. I got all the pieces sewn to it and it's all sitting on the wall except for, putting all that part together. Like I said, one more video of that and that'll get done. Yep, it'll be on to making myself a bag. I gotta think of what style, but I don't want a huge bag. The one I made for QuiltCon, I made big because I wanted to be able to put anything that I bought or gave away or, all the things in it and only have to carry one bag. That's the only reason why I made it so big. But I've been using it as my everyday purse and it's kind of on the big side. So I want to make something smaller and just save that one as my QuiltCon bag because it was great for that.
What neon fabric line do you recommend?
What neon fabric line? I don't know fabric lines very well. I know Tula, and Tula has neon fabrics. All these little dots that are on here, that's neon dots. In the True Colors lines, I think. I don't know my fabric lines per se. I don't even know all of Tula's fabric lines. I know that this fabric right here is from Homemade. Why? Because I just got some of that fabric, so it's fresh on my mind. And I know the Tula's other fabric line, like line work and the new black and gray one. But when it comes to other designers, I mean, certain ones I know because they were, I watched their videos using it or made something with it that was significant. And so that's how I remember. But I definitely don't pay attention to fabric lines or designers. people ask all the time, and I still am not used to saying it when I choose to use a fabric line for something, like from a jelly roll or whatever. Sometimes I forget, and people ask during the lives, like, what is the thing? I don't know. What is it, Scott? He has to go dig it out of the trash and figure out what it says on it. Because I don't ever remember.
Well, you keep me around, dig through your trash.
Yeah, he has to dig through the trash to find out what fabric lines I used. Most times I tell you guys, I don't know. I should have made myself another threaded needle because this one is going to run out soon. That's what I'll do real quick. Grab this other needle. Remove said thread from it. Put new thread on it. That way I can just go from one needle to the next. I threaded that one on the first try. Ooh, I made that long. That should last a while though.
That's how you throw it all together with fabric type, color, scale, etc. Is there any method to your madness?
Okay, reread that please.
I love how you seem to throw it all together with fabric type, color, scale, etc. Is there any method to the madness?
Is there method to the madness? I'm going to have to do a video on that. Hold on. I have this thing in my hand that I have been. Yep, I'm going to make a method to my madness video. It might not happen right away, but you guys give me suggestions all the time, so I have this whole text to myself of all the suggestions. All right, I texted it to myself. So when I get a chance to start filming more and more videos, it's there. I can see what I text myself. Do you guys do that too? Instead of writing it on a paper that you're going to lose, just text yourself. I do it often because I'm always forgetting. If I text it to myself, then I remember. I used to have a notepad on my phone, but I had to clear out a bunch of apps because my phone isn't working properly.
You have way too many.
It's because I have way too many apps on it, yeah. All right, we're going to put that needle there, finish with this one until I can't go no more, and then continue on with the next needle, which this one's getting close because I won't be able to tie it soon. And I need to be able to tie it off. That's what I'm going to do now because I'm not very good at tying off, so. Just gonna I like to just place the needle in the previous paper piecing pieces so that I don't lose them. All right, continue on with fresh needle. Oh, I didn't tie a big enough knot. Went right through. There we go. Now it's knotted. Yes, Karen, I definitely take inspiration from the fabric itself most times. But no, I'll make a video on how I do what I do when I do it. How I do what I do when I do it. I won't call it that, but that's the general. You guys are giving me good ideas for videos. Hope I'm not boring you guys sitting here doing this. It's not every day you get to watch me hand sew. This isn't, ow, woo-wee. That one really went into the top of my middle finger. Whew. Felt like it went down to the bone. I actually have thimble stickies. These little tiny stickies that you put on the tips of your fingers and then it turns them into thimbles.
There you go. That's what you need.
Yeah. I don't know where they are. I know I have them. I know I have them. But since I don't hand sew enough, you know.
Come in real handy if you don't know where they are.
Yeah, they definitely come in handy when you don't know where they are. I know I have them just like my thimbles. I don't know where my thimbles went, my actual thimbles. I have to actually look. They're somewhere. Like I said, I need to clean my room. That's just the whole thing. I got to clean my room and I could find things. That's the smartest way to get around that dilemma. I don't know where it is. Well, then clean your room and find it. I find so much when I finally start cleaning, and well, I found a bunch of stuff when I started doing the organizing with because I got a label maker from the neighbor. I borrowed his label maker. Scott bought me a bunch of label paper, and I have been labeling everything. And in the process, I've been finding things to label, and I'm like, oh, wow. Just like recently, I found, want to guess? I found a whole entire drawer, which was just in, at first it was just in little tubs, but a whole entire drawer filled with fat quarters. I had so many fat quarters, didn't even know they were there. I knew something was in the boxes, but I never bothered to look. And now I have a whole new drawer filled with fat quarters, all nicely organized. I'm like, seriously, why do I, torture myself with not knowing what I have, and then I find it. And these are from like 11 years ago, fat quarters, when I first started, when Scott and I realized that Walmart had sale fabrics, and I would buy from Walmart. And then some of them are from Tuesday Morning, which hasn't existed in a very long time either. Yeah, they are old fat quarters that I guess I just threw in the tub. This is back when I was sewing in my garage that I bought and I thought I could make cool stuff with. And of course, never did because they were in tubs at a place that I don't look at every day.
Alexa still lived in town.
Yeah, Alexa still
Tuesday
lived
morning was
here.
open.
Yeah, because she worked at Tuesday Morning. And she would get stuff for me. Lots of stuff. And anytime I had layer cakes or jelly rolls or anything, she'd call me, Mom, okay, we stocked the shelf. It's time to come down. And I would go buy a bunch of stuff. Because now jelly rolls are like 50 something dollars. I used to get them for like, I don't know, $12, $13 at Tuesday Morning. Robert Kaufman and Moda and all sorts of stuff they'd have there. Like, score. This was only, again, 10, 11, maybe 8 to 11 years ago, because Tuesday morning has been closed for about 7 years now.
And that long looks moved, what, 3, 4 years ago?
Yeah, but it was closed before she moved. She was working at the dental place
Oh,
first
that's right. She did
for
work
over a
dental
year
place.
too. So no, it's been closed for about 6, 7 years.
You're right. I forgot about the dental place.
I'm so glad you love watching. I think Robin said, yep. It's like sitting with a girl. And you know the cool part about my room is 2 people can sit and hand sew while sitting on my bed in the reclined position. And then I have 2 lounge chairs on the side of my room where 2 more people can just sit and, just feel lazy and you just want to hang out together and watch TV while sewing. I could totally do that. It's never happened, but I totally could if I wanted to have my friends over and all sew with me. But just sitting hand sewing though, not any other, or maybe crocheting or something. I don't do that, but I totally have room in here to do that.
Stuff that never happened.
Like Eric, when he comes to visit, he'll come in here and we watch TV. He'll sit in here with me. His feet like hang off my bed like really far, and he'll sit and we'll watch movies together.
6 feet tall.
Yeah, he's so tall. Because this is like our living room technically. Scott and I sit in here because the long arm is in the living room. So we sit in here, and this bed is, since it's a reclining bed, we just treat it as a giant recliner. So when people come over, or my kids or friends or anything, we just sit in here in my room on my giant recliner. And then the 2 lounge chairs, of course. But yeah, it's kind of fun. And thinking about it, having friends to sew with, you guys are hanging out probably on your comfortable couches or recliners and sewing with me right now. Keeping it real. This is real life, what you do when you can't do anything else. It'll be a few more hours before I could start bending and twisting, but I'm not going to overdo it. Trust me, I'm not going to overdo it because I want my shot to work.
Why can't I nest my corner?
Why can't I nest my corners? What do you mean? Like on regular sewing?
She says, make this a teaching moment. Why can't I nest my corners?
I don't nest my corners very well either on this. If this is making it a teaching moment, they're pretty off. So I'm coming up to a corner right now. And if you look, let's see if I can't hold it up. I'm hooked to a needle. If you look at it, when I open it, it doesn't quite touch. And that will allow me to get the next one to it, but it's still gonna stick out a little bit. If you see that, it's still gonna stick out kind of like my previous one. See, it kind of sticks out funky. I mean, there's no hole if you look through it. It's covered, but I think it's lined up sort of nice. It takes a minute to learn how to do this. I've only made one other one of these where I had to build it around, build around it and stuff. But you got to get it just right. You also have to make sure that when you did your papers, nice and crisp. What I did with them is I glued them down with the glue thing and then folded the fabric, and then I took an iron to it to get it all nice and crisp so it stays really tight, and then I cut off all the dog ears so that way I could see my corners, because when the dog ear was on here I couldn't see the tip. So that was a good help, was pressing it all on, you know. That helped me, and that's helping me with the fact that I'm able to line this up sort of. It's not perfect. By no means. Nest the corner. I've never made a quilt this way. Unless it's just nesting seams on quilts. Then I have lots of videos where I show up close of nesting the seams. You really got to make sure one fabric is pressed one way and one is to the other, or you press your seams open and then you put those open seams right on top of each other and you put a pin in that seam to keep it where you need it to be. Preferably press one seam to the dark on each, and then they'll be going in opposite directions, one going one way, one's going in the other. You line it up, put a pin there, so that you can keep it once it goes through. It should nest just fine. They lock into place. You could feel it on the fabric when you're making your seams, that they lock into place, it locks and you can't move the fabric any further if you're pushing down on it. It's hard to explain when I'm not there doing it. I mean, if you really, really, really must know, then I would say suggest it in my next video, where if it's a Sew Sunday or here and I'm actually sewing blocks together, ask and we'll move the camera up close during that video so that you can watch me nest the seams. That's what I always suggest, because I'll never remember anyway. So I would say just remind us, and Scott will move the camera close to me. And that way you can see. Ooh, this one is not lining up. Come on. Yeah, making a bowl. This one is very, very, very crooked. Crooked. Ooh. Let me get this first couple stitches in here. Maybe it'll ease up. Yep, this is the kind that you don't remove the papers either. You leave the papers in, because it's a bowl and it needs something to keep its shape.
Sturdy.
It needs to stay sturdy, yes. Probably need to thread another needle. This one's getting super close. No, I have water though, and I'm probably going to drink it in 2 seconds. Okay, I'm going to thread another needle while that's sitting in there. I'll get around the rest of this and then I'll stop. Yeah, I'm definitely going to just finish this. Oh, come on.
Stab yourself.
No, it's not stabbing if I can't get the needle in the hole. Why does it feel like this hole on this needle is smaller than the other one? There it goes. Right there. Come on. All the way. Grab it and go. Woohoo! Let's find the end of that thread. This is also very, very, very thin thread. This is Wonderfill 100 weight. So it's like super, ultra, super duper thin, because the bigger the number on cotton threads, regular threads, the smaller the thread is. So it's very hard to work with because it's very, very thin. But Becca always says this is probably the best for English paper piecing. So I believe her. If someone who does it on the daily knows it, then I believe them, which is what she does. So, all right. Floss it real quick. Place the needle down. Oh, that smells so good. All right, finish with this one and then start the next. And hopefully it'll be enough to go the rest of the way around. Because my hands are getting super tired now. Okay. Right, get in there. Pop that needle over here. Grab the other one real quick and start this so that way it's in there. All right, almost done with this one. I'm going to quick sew it as fast as I can. That way I don't have to let go. See how fast I can do this. It's not horrible.
Don't stab yourself again.
I'm not stabbing myself
I'm
again.
just saying, don't rush.
I'm not rushing. I'm going pretty quick and doing pretty regular stitches.
I don't want you to hurt yourself.
Maybe that's the thing. I need to sew fast with this, and it'll be like sewing fast on my sewing machine, you know? The faster I go, the less chances of hurting myself, right?
If you say so, wife. If you say so. I will agree if you say so.
I have to watch which way I'm going because the one is sitting lower than the other. Like I said, it didn't line up perfectly. So one is going in crooked. That's okay. It's working. As long as it stays flat, that's all that matters. Oops, I didn't grab that. There we go. It's not my fault. I'm not the best piecer at this. I'm trying though. I also didn't realize, but I bend the needles. They all have a curve to them now from the way I sew and the way I hold the needles.
Well, we can throw your old ones away, honey. You hear me?
Oh no, it'll be fine. I still can use them because they're bent perfectly to do this. Okay. All right, let's move that out of the way. I'm almost done with this side, and then I'll get the other one going, and then it'll be done. Well, this part will be, and then I have to repeat with the rest of the other. But that's okay. Because at least one side will be done, and then I won't touch it for another month. Because that's what's happening here. I'm touching it like, I don't know. I brought it in here so that it stays in the idea realm for me to finish, you know. Oh, hey, that's next to the bed. I might as well do that instead of playing my game. I thought it would help, you know, when you can't sleep and you don't want to expose yourself to blue light with the TV and cell phones and stuff. You just sit and sew. 3 more bites right here, and then I can turn the other direction. Right there, into the corner, and pivot. Let's see if this smushes out. Oh, that's, well, I guess it's gonna have to do. Get it in there. If I can get across this, then we'll be done. Should be enough thread for that, hopefully. I don't think it takes that long, right? Pretty good at this now. Make sure to ask questions, because as soon as I get to this other side, I'm going to be done for the day. We're going to get off of here, and you guys can go do the things that you do. And I am going to eat food and then go to sleep, because my head hasn't stopped hurting yet. So I was hoping it would by sitting and doing something calm like this, but it's really mainly hurts behind my left eye really bad all the way across my head. It's killing me. If I didn't have my glasses on, I probably wouldn't even be able to see this, because that eye is so blurry. Almost done. More than halfway there now. The other side, and then I'll have one part of my bowl done. Then I gotta make the other part, put them together, and sew them together. All right, this corner is kind of hard to do. Oof.
Corner don't like you.
Nope, the corner doesn't like me.
Those are almost done, so it's giving you.
It's giving me grief, yep. All right, tying it off. One more knot, one more. And here is a part of my bowl. it looks pretty good on the insides, you know, these seams. So I need to make another one exactly like this, and then I have to push one right side out so that the other one, you know, that way it goes right side out and they go together, and then I would stitch the whole entire top together all around the edge. So I just need to make the rest of this, which is all these pieces, and then hook my other thing to it and then turn it right side out and put whatever one I want on the outside, which will probably be this one because it has the scissors and I want to be able to see that better. All right, there it is. I am done. Anything before I go?
Tell me you'll see them on Sunday.
Yep, I will see you guys on Sunday. We should be back in the sewing room and work at finishing that. I don't even know what it was called again. Windy something or other. Anyways, so yeah, there's that. I'm gonna have my last day of rest today, and I should be good. Hopefully after today.
What are you gonna do tomorrow?
What am I gonna
You
do
can rest
tomorrow?
tomorrow.
Oh, I can rest tomorrow too. That way, and the rest of my 5 days goes good.
Yeah. Why can't you rest tomorrow?
All right, guys. Thank you for hanging out with me here in bed. I hope you enjoyed. See you in my next video. Bye, everyone. Bye. Bye. See you later.